Hi, Steve here from Generate Business, and I promised in last week's blog I would cover off explaining lists and MailChimp versus ActiveCampaign. So the video is really aimed at people that are either transitioning from MailChimp to ActiveCampaign, or if you're an ActiveCampaign user and using AC already, but you're using lots of lists, because we do not believe that using lots of lists is the best practice and the best use of using ActiveCampaign. In MailChimp, you get charged, if someone's on list A and B and D and F, you get charged multiple times for that same client. In ActiveCampaign, it doesn't work that way. In ActiveCampaign, you're only in ActiveCampaign once. You might be on multiple lists for a couple of reasons, which I'll explain, but you're only charged once for that person in your system. So what we believe is the best practice for ActiveCampaign is you have everyone on the lists, and there are a couple of exceptions I'll explain. You have customers in your main list as well as prospects, but customers are also in the customer list if you just want to email them only. But then we segment, instead of having lots of lists like in MailChimp, we have tags. So if someone has purchased a product, if someone has downloaded a lead magnet you've got or been onto one of your pages and downloaded something, they will get a tag. The tag then determines what action goes on, and that flows into automations. So if I go over the ActiveCampaign list first, then I'll explain how to transition if you've done ActiveCampaign the wrong way. I'll cover that last. So everyone in main, the people that I wouldn't have on your main list might be suppliers. So if you've got suppliers, you might not want them getting your customer type emails. There might be some others you can throw in that list, and it's like an alternative list or a suppliers list. So the other exception is targets. If you've got a list of people you're wanting to target, but you don't want them getting your general newsletter, your general customer emails, you could have a separate C target list. We also, within our account, actually have a test list that we use a Yahoo, a Gmail, an Outlook mail. So that is to test automations to make sure they're landing properly, they're looking right, is you have a test list, but it would only be some dummy or some some of your own accounts to test the emails out and the campaigns are working properly. So, but using tags, and the benefit of ActiveCampaign is segmentation. You can segment by tags, but you can also segment by custom fields. And one of the accounts we look after, there's 78 custom fields for each customer. Now some of them relate to the business type they're in, some of them are the state or province they're in, but one of the key ones is what products the people have purchased. And then say if there's a recall of a certain product, you can pull up and you can base an automation or an email campaign based on a certain person, a certain customer who's possibly got a tag, but possibly who's got that custom field, or either or both. And that's the benefit of ActiveCampaign. You can really fine tune who you're marketing and mailing to for whatever purpose, whether it's a service related or whether it's marketing related in sales. So now come back over to the lists process. So if you're an ActiveCampaign user and you've imported and you've got heaps of lists, the person's in there once but you've got multiple lists, how do you get rid of them? So if we assume that List A is probably a target you've had in the past that's bought a product and they've purchased a product maybe, and so you've put them in a list to market to them about it or to follow up. What you can do is you export List A to an Excel spreadsheet, you give them a tag, and you can add some custom fields at the same time if you want, and then you import them into here. You import them into main list and customer if they're now a customer, so they're only there once, but you're not doubling up that they're there twice. They're still only there once, but you're adding tags to that same person, you're adding them fields to the same person, and then you can delete List A. Then you can repeat the process all the way through. Then there's one proviso which I need to talk about. If they have unsubscribed from list A, B, C, you need to make sure you're not adding them to a list that they'll then get emailed from again, because you do not want to annoy people that have unsubscribed. So you need to make sure you're taking your unsubscribes off each list, and that way you can get rid of all this and down to a more manageable formula, if you like. but one that will give you a lot better control of your account. And you can have a look at only in there once, you can look at that customer profile under the contacts record, and you can see what tag they've got, what custom field they've got, what products have they got, and what automations they've done. You can look at what click they've done on activity on the whole account. But then you've got rid of the mess of the multiple accounts. So I hope that helps you. If you've got any questions, we have got a tagging guide we can hand out to you. If you want to make contact, send us a link and we can do that for you. Have a good one.